Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth, health, and happiness effortlessly, while others struggle their entire lives, working harder than anyone else, yet never breaking free from lack and limitation? Have you ever asked yourself why your prayers seem to go unanswered, why your dreams remain distant, and why abundance flows to others but seems to pass you by like a river that refuses to water your garden? Let me ask you something that may change the entire course of your existence. What if I told you that every single night, as you close your eyes and drift into sleep, you are entering the most sacred, most powerful moment of your entire day? A moment when the gates between your conscious mind and the infinite intelligence of the universe swing wide open. What if I told you that the words you speak, the images you hold, the feelings you carry into that twilight state between waking and sleeping are the very seeds you are planting in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind? Seeds that must, by divine law, grow into the circumstances, conditions, and experiences of your life. My friend, God is listening. Not a distant God on some far-off throne, but the living presence within you, the infinite intelligence that operates your heart, that heals your wounds, that orchestrates the movement of galaxies and the blooming of flowers. This presence responds to you. It responds to your thoughts, your beliefs, your mental images, and most powerfully, it responds to the state of consciousness you carry with you into the sacred temple of sleep. Tonight, I am going to share with you the most profound truths I have discovered in my decades of studying the subconscious mind and the laws of divine manifestation. These are not theories. These are not hopeful wishes. These are immutable laws, as certain as the law of gravity, as dependable as the rising of the sun. And when you understand them, when you apply them, your life will never be the same. If this message speaks to your soul, if you are ready to transform your relationship with the infinite power within you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel now. Press that button, like this video so that others who are seeking this truth may find it, and leave a comment below telling me, what is the one thing you wish to manifest as you fall asleep tonight? Share it with me, for in the declaration of your desire, you take the first step toward its realization. Now, let us begin this sacred journey together. There is a power within you that is greater than any circumstance you face, mightier than any obstacle before you, and more creative than any condition that seems to bind you. This power does not sleep. It does not tire. It does not judge whether your request is too great or too small. It simply responds with mathematical precision to the impressions you make upon it. I speak of your subconscious mind, that deeper aspect of your being that the ancients called by many names. Some called it the heart, as in the scripture that says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Others called it the soul, the spirit, the inner self. The great psychologist Carl Jung called it the unconscious, that vast reservoir of memory, wisdom, and creative power that lies beneath the surface of your everyday awareness. But whatever name we give it, the truth remains the same. This inner mind is your direct connection to the infinite, and it is always, always listening. You see, my friend, most people do not understand the profound significance of the sleep state. They collapse into bed at night, their minds filled with worry, fear, and anxiety. They replay the problems of the day. They rehearse arguments. They dwell upon lack, upon sickness, upon limitation. And as they drift into unconsciousness, carrying these mental poisons with them, they are unknowingly giving instructions to the most powerful creative force in the universe. Think upon this carefully. When you fall asleep, your conscious mind, that part of you that reasons, analyzes, and judges, gradually withdraws. It releases its grip. And in that moment of release, your subconscious mind becomes supremely receptive. It is like soil that has been freshly tilled, ready to receive whatever seeds are dropped into it. Whatever thoughts, feelings, and images dominate your mind as you enter sleep are the seeds you are planting. And the subconscious, which knows no distinction between what is real and what is vividly imagined, accepts these impressions and immediately goes to work to bring them into manifestation. This is why the Bible speaks so powerfully about the night season. The psalmist declared, "I will bless the Lord who has given me counsel. My heart also instructs me in the night seasons." Do you see? Your heart, your subconscious mind, instructs you in the night. It works upon the impressions you have given it. It problem solves, creates, attracts, and arranges while your conscious mind rests. Florence Scovel Shinn, that wise teacher who understood the power of the spoken word, often said that we should go to sleep saying words of truth, words of power, words that align with the good we desire. She knew that the subconscious is profoundly influenced by the last thoughts we hold before sleep. She taught her students to use affirmations, to speak words of faith, to go to sleep in the assumption that their prayers were already answered. And she witnessed miracle after miracle as people applied this simple, yet profound practice. Let me tell you about a man who came to me many years ago. He was a salesman, struggling terribly. Month after month, he failed to meet his quotas. His confidence was shattered. He lay awake at night worrying about losing his job, worrying about providing for his family, worrying about the future. And of course, the more he worried, the worse his results became. For the subconscious mind takes your habitual thoughts and creates conditions that correspond to them. I instructed this man to change his pre-sleep routine completely. I told him that instead of dwelling upon his failures, he should quietly relax his body, close his eyes, and imagine himself at the end of a successful month. I asked him to see himself receiving congratulations from his manager. I asked him to feel the joy, the satisfaction, the relief of having exceeded his targets. I told him to fall asleep in this state of fulfilled desire, as if it were already an accomplished fact. He looked at me with doubt in his eyes. He asked me how imagining something could possibly make it real. And I explained to him the great truth. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and an actual one. To your subconscious, both are real. And whatever your subconscious accepts as real, it must bring into outer manifestation. This is not magic. This is law. This is how the universe operates. This man followed my instructions faithfully. Every night as he drifted into sleep, he imagined success. He felt gratitude. He assumed the feeling of the wish fulfilled, a phrase made famous by that great mystic Neville Goddard, who understood perhaps better than anyone the creative power of imagination. And within 3 months this man's sales had tripled. Not because of luck, not because the market changed, but because he had changed his subconscious beliefs, and his outer world had no choice but to conform to his inner convictions. You must understand that wealth, health, and happiness are not rewards doled out by a capricious deity. They are the natural results of thinking in harmony with divine law. The universe is not chaotic or random. It is governed by principles, by laws, by an infinite intelligence that responds to consciousness. And your consciousness, my friend, is shaped most powerfully by the beliefs lodged in your subconscious mind. Now you may ask, how do I change beliefs that have been with me for years, perhaps decades? How do I uproot the weeds of lack, fear, and limitation that have grown deep in the soil of my subconscious? And I tell you, the answer is simpler than you might imagine, though it requires faith and persistence. The doorway to your subconscious is feeling. It is not mere intellectual affirmation, though words have power. It is not mere repetition, though repetition has its place. It is feeling, the emotional conviction that your good is real, that your prayer is answered, that your desire is already fulfilled in the invisible realm of mind before it appears in the visible realm of form. When you pray, Jesus said, "Believe that you receive and you shall have." Notice the tense. Not believe that you will receive someday in the distant future. Believe that you receive now in this present moment. This is the secret. This is the key. This is the law that unlocks the treasure house of infinity. And what better time to enter this state of belief than the moments before sleep? Your body is relaxed. Your conscious mind is quieting. The critical faculty that rejects new ideas is loosening its grip. In this drowsy, receptive state, you can bypass years of negative conditioning and implant new thoughts, new beliefs, new expectations directly into the creative medium of your subconscious. I want you to understand something about wealth. There is no virtue in poverty. There is no spirituality in lack. The infinite, which creates suns and galaxies, which adorns the fields with flowers and fills the oceans with abundance, does not desire its children to live in scarcity. Jesus said, "It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." The kingdom. Not crumbs, not barely enough, but the kingdom, all the riches of the infinite, all the abundance of the universe. The only thing that stands between you and wealth is your own consciousness. If you believe in your heart, in your subconscious, that money is scarce, that you are unworthy, that rich people are somehow evil, or that spiritual people must be poor, then you have erected barriers to your own good. These beliefs are not ultimate truths. They are simply ideas that were impressed upon your subconscious, usually in childhood, and they can be changed. Napoleon Hill, who interviewed over 500 of the most successful people of his era, concluded that thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. He understood that wealth begins in the mind, that the poverty-stricken person and the wealthy person live in the same world but see it through entirely different lenses of belief. And he taught that by changing your thoughts, by deliberately and persistently focusing on prosperity, you could change your financial destiny. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, I want you to do something different. I want you to recognize that you are about to enter a sacred time, a creative time, a time when your subconscious mind is wide open to receive new instructions. Do not waste this precious moment on worry. Do not squander it on rehearsing problems. Instead, use it deliberately, consciously, intentionally to plant seeds of wealth, health, and happiness. Here is what I suggest you do. First, relax your body completely. Let go of all tension. Feel your muscles softening, your breathing deepening, your entire being settling into peace. Then, in this relaxed state, begin to speak to yourself, silently or softly, words of truth and power. Say to yourself, "Infinite intelligence opens doors for me that no man can shut. Wealth flows to me freely, constantly, and abundantly. I am a magnet for prosperity. I am worthy of all good things. The boundless riches of the universe are mine by divine right." As you speak these words, do not merely recite them mechanically. Feel them. Imagine them as true. See yourself living the life of abundance you desire. Picture the bank account overflowing, the opportunities arriving, the freedom and joy that wealth brings. Let these images fill your mind as you drift into sleep. You may encounter resistance. Your conscious mind may object, saying this is not realistic, this is wishful thinking, this cannot work. But I tell you, ignore these objections. They are merely the echoes of old conditioning. They have no power over you except the power you give them. Keep returning to your vision of abundance. Keep feeling the reality of your fulfilled desire. And night after night, as you practice this sacred discipline, you will begin to notice changes. At first, the changes may be subtle. A new idea will come to you. An unexpected opportunity will appear. Someone will offer you assistance you did not anticipate. These are not coincidences. They are the first fruits of your subconscious activity, the outer evidence that your inner work is taking root. The subconscious mind works in mysterious ways. It has access to resources and connections that your conscious mind cannot perceive. It operates through intuition, through inspiration, through what some call luck or chance, but what is actually the precise orchestration of infinite intelligence working on your behalf. Remember always that you are not alone in this process. You are not trying to manufacture abundance through sheer willpower. You are aligning yourself with a power that is already present, already willing, already capable of providing for your every need. You are opening yourself to receive what the universe is already trying to give you. God is listening. The infinite presence within you is waiting for your instructions. Every night as you close your eyes and prepare for sleep, you have an audience with the Most High. Use this audience wisely. Speak words of faith. Hold images of abundance. Feel the reality of your answered prayer. And trust that the law is working. Trust that your seeds are growing beneath the surface. Trust that in ways you cannot see and timing you cannot predict, your good is on its way. This is the power of the drowsy state. This is the secret of the night season. This is how you speak to God and receive an answer, not through pleading or begging, but through confident assumption, not through strain or struggle, but through relaxed receptivity, not through doubt or fear, but through unwavering faith that the power within you is greater than any challenge before you. As you journey deeper into this teaching, remember that you are awakening to truths that have transformed millions of lives. You are connecting with the same laws that Neville taught, that Florence Shinn demonstrated, that Napoleon Hill documented in his studies of the successful. You are learning to work with the subconscious mind in the way it was designed to work. And tonight, when you lay your head upon your pillow and feel the gentle pull of sleep, know that you are entering sacred ground. Know that God is listening, and speak your truth with the confidence of one who knows that their words shall not return void. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The riches of the universe await your claim, and the power to transform your life rests in the beliefs you carry into the sanctuary of sleep. And so we continue this sacred journey together, you and I, traveling deeper into the mysteries of the subconscious mind and the infinite power that lies within you, waiting to be awakened, waiting to be directed, waiting to pour forth blessings beyond what your conscious mind can conceive. I have told you about the power of the drowsy state, that golden threshold between waking and sleeping, where your subconscious mind becomes supremely receptive to the impressions you choose to give it. But now I must share with you something even more profound, for it is not enough to simply repeat words or visualize pictures. No, my friend, there is a deeper element that activates the law, that sets the creative power of the universe in motion on your behalf. That element is feeling. That element is the complete acceptance, in the depths of your being, that your prayer is already answered. Neville Goddard, that master of imagination who understood the creative power of consciousness perhaps more deeply than any teacher of his generation, often said that the secret of successful prayer is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Notice that word carefully, assume. Not hope for, not wish for, not beg for, but assume. To assume means to take something upon yourself as though it were already true. It means to wear the garment of your desire before the garment appears in your physical wardrobe. It means to live, mentally and emotionally, as the person you wish to become before the outer world confirms your transformation. This is not pretense. This is not self-deception. This is the operation of spiritual law. For the subconscious mind, which is the creative medium through which the infinite works, does not respond to what is true in the outer world. It responds to what you accept as true in your inner world. And whatever you persistently accept as true in your inner world must, by immutable law, eventually appear in your outer experience. Let me tell you about a woman who came to me in a state of great financial distress. She had lost her position. Her savings were depleted. She saw no way forward, no opportunity on the horizon, no solution to her predicament. And she confessed to me that every night she lay awake in fear, imagining worst-case scenarios, seeing herself homeless, destitute, abandoned. I looked at her with compassion, for I understood her suffering. But I also understood that her suffering was being perpetuated by her own mind. She was using the creative power of imagination, that divine gift, to create more of what she did not want. She was faithfully visualizing poverty, and poverty was faithfully appearing in her life. For the law works both ways. It does not judge the content of your thoughts. It simply brings into manifestation whatever you consistently hold in consciousness. I instructed her to change her inner drama. I told her that before sleep, instead of rehearsing disaster, she should imagine herself in a state of financial security. I asked her to see herself opening a bank statement that showed a substantial, comfortable balance. I asked her to feel the relief, the peace, the gratitude of knowing her needs were met. I asked her to fall asleep in this state of mental security, trusting that her subconscious would accept this new image and work to bring it into reality. She objected, as many do. She said, "But this is not true. I have no money. How can I imagine something that is a lie? and I explained to her the great principle that all creation begins in the invisible realm of mind before it appears in the visible realm of form. The oak tree exists first in the acorn. The building exists first in the mind of the architect. The symphony exists first in the imagination of the composer. Your financial abundance must first exist in your consciousness before it can appear in your bank account. She understood. She practiced faithfully. Every night she fell asleep in the assumption of wealth, in the feeling of security, in the conviction that the infinite was providing for her needs. And within 8 weeks, an opportunity came to her that she had never anticipated. A former colleague contacted her about a position that paid more than she had ever earned before. She was hired immediately. And within months, her financial situation was not merely restored. It was transformed beyond anything she had previously experienced. This is not an isolated case. I have witnessed this pattern countless times. The man who imagined health and found his body responding with healing. The woman who imagined love and attracted her ideal partner. The young student who imagined success and received scholarships and opportunities beyond his dreams. The pattern is always the same. Assumption becomes reality. Imagination creates circumstance. Feeling impresses the subconscious. And the subconscious moves heaven and earth to manifest what it has been given. Now, I must speak to you about a barrier that prevents many sincere seekers from experiencing the abundance that is rightfully theirs. This barrier is the sense of unworthiness. Deep in the subconscious of many people lies a belief that they do not deserve good, that they are somehow not enough, that wealth and happiness belong to others but not to them. This belief is a lie. It is a corruption of truth, often implanted in childhood by well-meaning but misguided authorities. And it must be uprooted if you are to experience the fullness of the divine inheritance that belongs to you. Listen carefully to what I am about to say. You are a child of the infinite. You are an expression of divine intelligence. The same power that created the stars, that sustains the planets in their orbits, that brings forth life from the soil, dwells within you. How could a child of the Most High be unworthy? How could an expression of infinite abundance be destined for lack? The very idea contradicts the nature of reality. The Bible tells us that we are made in the image and likeness of God, not in the image of poverty, not in the likeness of limitation, but in the image and likeness of the infinite Creator, whose nature is abundance, whose essence is supply, whose kingdom is endless wealth. When you accept this truth, when you plant it deep in your subconscious, when you fall asleep knowing yourself to be a worthy heir of divine riches, you open the floodgates of prosperity. Florence Scovel Shinn often spoke of the divine design, the perfect pattern that exists for every person's life. She taught that there is a place you are meant to fill, a work you are meant to do, an abundance you are meant to enjoy, and that no one else can take what belongs to you by divine right. Your good is yours. It is seeking you even as you are seeking it. And when you align your consciousness with this truth, when you remove the barriers of doubt and unworthiness, your good flows to you with ease and grace. But how do you remove these barriers? How do you uproot beliefs that have been with you for decades? Again, I tell you, the answer lies in the pre-sleep state. For it is in this state that you can bypass the critical faculty of the conscious mind and speak directly to the subconscious, which accepts whatever is impressed upon it with feeling and conviction. Tonight and every night hereafter, I want you to practice what I call the prayer of acceptance. As you relax your body and prepare for sleep, say these words to yourself with deep feeling and conviction. I accept my divine inheritance now. I am worthy of all good things. Wealth, health, and happiness are mine by divine right. The infinite pours its riches through me and to me, and I gratefully receive every blessing. Say these words slowly. Feel their truth. Imagine yourself surrounded by abundance, supported by the universe, beloved by the infinite. Do not allow doubt to intrude. If critical thoughts arise, simply release them and return to your affirmation. Night after night, as you fall asleep in this state of acceptance, your subconscious will absorb these new beliefs, and your outer life will begin to transform. You see, my friend, the subconscious mind is like a garden. Whatever seeds you plant in it will grow. If you plant seeds of fear, limitation, and unworthiness, you will harvest circumstances that reflect these beliefs. But if you plant seeds of faith, abundance, and divine worthiness, you will harvest a life of prosperity, joy, and fulfillment. The choice is yours. The power is in your hands, and the most fertile time for planting is the sacred moment before sleep. Now I wish to speak to you about another great law that operates in conjunction with the law of assumption. This is the law of non-resistance. Many people, though they practice visualization and affirmation, unknowingly block their good by maintaining an attitude of resistance toward their present circumstances. They fight against what is. They resent their current lack. They push against the conditions they wish to change. And in doing so, they keep those very conditions in place. You see, whatever you resist persists. Whatever you fight, you give power to. Whatever you focus upon with emotional intensity, whether love or hate, you attract more of into your life. This is why so many spiritual teachers have emphasized the importance of acceptance, surrender, and non-resistance. Do not misunderstand me. I'm not telling you to accept limitation as your permanent reality. I'm not telling you to surrender your dreams and desires. I am telling you to stop fighting your present circumstances long enough to change them from within. When you accept where you are, without resistance or resentment, you free up the energy that was being wasted in struggle. You create an inner space of peace where new thoughts, new images, new beliefs can take root. The great Master Jesus demonstrated this principle when he said, "Agree with thine adversary quickly." The adversary is not necessarily another person. The adversary is any condition that seems to oppose your good. And the way to agree with it is not to submit to it permanently, but to cease your inner struggle against it, to find peace in the present moment, and from that place of peace, to do your inner work of transformation. When you lie down to sleep at night and your mind begins to churn with worry about your bills, your debts, your lack, do not fight these thoughts. Do not resist them. Simply acknowledge them and then redirect your attention. Say to yourself, "I release all worry and fear. I trust that the infinite is working on my behalf. I fall asleep in the conviction that my good is on its way." This attitude of non-resistance, combined with the positive assumption of abundance, creates an unstoppable momentum toward manifestation. You are no longer working against yourself. Your conscious and subconscious minds are aligned. Your energy is unified and directed toward your goal, and the universe responds to this clarity and coherence with opportunities, resources, and blessings that seem to appear out of nowhere. Carl Jung, that brilliant explorer of the psyche, understood that the unconscious mind contains not only personal memories and beliefs, but also a connection to what he called the collective unconscious, a vast realm of shared wisdom, archetypal patterns, and universal intelligence. When you align your subconscious with the principles of abundance and harmony, you are tapping into this larger field of intelligence. You are connecting with the wisdom of the ages, the creative power that has brought forth all great inventions, discoveries, and works of art. This is why ideas come to you. This is why intuition guides you. This is why you sometimes know things without knowing how you know them. Your subconscious is in constant communication with the infinite intelligence that governs the universe. And when you give your subconscious the right instructions, when you fall asleep in the assumption of abundance and success, you are activating this cosmic connection on your behalf. Let me give you another practice that is profoundly effective. This is what I call the technique of gratitude. Before you sleep, instead of asking for what you want, thank the infinite for having already given it to you. Say, "Thank you, Father, for the wealth that flows into my life. Thank you for the perfect solution to my problem. Thank you for the abundance that is mine now." Gratitude is one of the most powerful states of consciousness you can cultivate. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from what is missing to what is present, from fear to faith. And when you fall asleep in a state of gratitude, you are telling your subconscious and the universe that you trust completely, that you know your good is assured, that you are already living in the reality of your answered prayer. Try this tonight. Before you close your eyes, think of all the things you have to be grateful for: your breath, your heartbeat, the roof over your head, the people who love you, the opportunities that lie before you. And then extend your gratitude to the things you desire, thanking the infinite as though they were already manifest. Feel the warmth of gratitude filling your heart. Let this feeling carry you into sleep. I promise you, if you practice this faithfully, you will begin to see changes in your life that astonish you. Doors will open. Resources will appear. People will enter your life who help you on your way. For the law is no respecter of persons. It works for everyone who applies it, and it works most powerfully when applied in the sacred sanctuary of the pre-sleep state. Remember always that God is listening. Every thought you think, every image you hold, every feeling you experience is heard by the infinite presence within you. And this presence, which loves you unconditionally, which desires your good beyond what you can imagine, responds to your faith and your conviction. You are not a beggar at the gates of heaven. You are an heir to the kingdom. You are not asking for crumbs from the table of the infinite. You are taking your rightful place at the feast, and the feast is abundant beyond measure. There is enough for everyone. There is enough for you. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember who you are. Remember the power that dwells within you. Remember that your thoughts are creative, that your feelings are magnetic, that your subconscious is the doorway to the infinite. And walk through that doorway with confidence and faith. Say to yourself, I am one with the infinite. I am an heir to divine riches. Wealth flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I am guided, guarded, and prospered by the wisdom within me. I fall asleep in peace, knowing that God is listening and answering my prayer. These are not mere words. These are seeds of destiny. Plant them tonight in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Water them with feeling and faith, and watch them grow into a harvest of abundance that transforms every area of your life. The power is within you. It has always been within you, and now you know how to use it. Go forth and create the life you were born to live, for God is listening, and the infinite never fails to respond to a heart full of faith. You have within you right now, at this very moment, everything you need to begin your transformation. The tools are in your hands. The truth is in your heart. The power is in your subconscious mind. Use them wisely. Use them faithfully. Use them tonight and every night thereafter until the life of your dreams becomes the life you are living. This is the promise of the subconscious. This is the gift of divine mind. This is the secret of the ages, revealed to you now so that you may walk in abundance, dwell in peace, and experience the infinite goodness that the universe is waiting to pour into your life. And so it is.